This is the Oculus Quest 2. The latest virtual reality goggles. The latest virtual reality goggles from Oculus. All right, so when you open up the box, very nice box, open it up, turn it the right way, open it up, nothing's here. Just kidding, I already opened this up a while ago. I couldn't wait. Okay, so this is an unconventional review of the Oculus Quest 2. I am a newbie when it comes to VR headsets, although they have been around for quite a while. This is the next iteration on the Oculus Quest, which is a very popular headset, and actually the Quest is the headset that Mickey, Mr. EVX, told me about. He's been using it for a while and he loved it, and he told me about how awesome it was, and I never really thought about it that seriously, but when I saw that the Quest 2 was out, and you could get this is the 256 gig model, has 256 gigs of memory compared to the base model, which has 64 gigs of memory. The base model costs $299, which is dirt cheap. The 256 gig module, or 256 gig model, is $399, and that's what I have here. Order from Oculus directly off their website. Probably took about a month to get here, maybe, something like that, so not too bad. In the box, of course, you get the headset, you get the controllers, some cables, and some very minimalistic instructions, but yeah, this is what you get. So let's get to the fun stuff. Okay, as this is booting up, just a couple things as far as putting the actual headset on. It has an adjustable strap. They do sell another strap. It's, what the hell's the name of it? I don't know. It's the $50 strap, which is what they should have included with this the first time, which is way more comfortable, much easier to adjust. I'll have a picture of it up here. But I did order that, I don't have it yet. So we're stuck with the base strap that they give you, which has an adjustment point here, and you can adjust it here with just a Velcro connection. Inside, the lenses actually have 3 adjustments as well, as far as width, depending on the geometry of your face. And to change it, you can just slide these in and out. I seem to be best with my eyes, with the lenses on the furthest position away from each other. That works for me. If you have a smaller face, you're going to want to move those lenses in. It's just trial and error. All right, so let's... Okay, cool. I see you right now. You'd be like, hey, how in the world do you see me? Well, I'll show you in a second. Left. Okay, so right now you are seeing what I am seeing. I am casting. That's one of the cool things you can do with this, is you can redirect what the person is seeing to your phone, which I'm doing right now. You can also broadcast stuff to... I don't want to create a garden. Okay, I'll create a garden. Okay, we're going to be setting the floor level. Go down here, and there you go. Okay, isn't this crazy how the stuff is overlaid onto my environment? All right, we're going to confirm that. All right, we're just going to go to a stationary boundary. That's all I really need for here. Okay, there we go. All right, here we are. We are in my virtual home. This is customizable. You can change where you're hanging out. This is like some sort of Japanese area, like a Japanese dojo. I don't know. It's very beautiful, huh? Look at this. I mean, look at the detail. When I first put this on, I was like, what the hell is going on? I just could not believe how immersive and realistic it was. Just, okay, bear with me. Double tap the lifter. Okay, let's try that. This is something I wanted to turn on. So now if I do this, there's a shortcut. Now I can see my environment. I can literally walk around. I can touch the camera if I want it. I can see you, and you can see me because you're seeing what I'm seeing. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to tap this twice, and I'm back into my virtual environment. So let's just show you a different environment. This is kind of a cool one. the space station. Okay, if we do that. All right, so now we are in space. And again, I don't know how well it comes through on the video that I'm capturing, but it is extremely realistic. It feels like I am no longer in my hobby room, I am in space. With the Oculus, you need to create an Oculus account, but Oculus is owned by Facebook. So you also are going to wind up having to have a valid Facebook account. Right now it's optional, but they are going to force you to do that eventually. So I already have a Facebook account, so I did link it up, but that's one thing to keep in mind. It doesn't make some people happy, you know, with me, you know, it's not a big deal. So we are looking at some of the different things that are available. I'm just checking my messages. All popular videos on Facebook. All right. Now, you can do so much here. You can do web browsing in here. You know, if you want to go to a cool site like ecarmy.com. Did I start the camera? I'm not sure. I guess I gotta check. I'm not sure. Go. I hope I did. Okay, you can browse in this virtual environment. It's like a big curved screen in front of you. Let me just make sure we're recording. We are. Okay, good. Okay, you have to do it in the app. I was doing it in the browser. Now you see we are now in a big dome. All right, so we're just gonna, just for the hell of it, we're just gonna start this quickly.
Right now you're only floating a few feet above the ground, just over 800 feet above sea level, but you're about to go much higher, on a journey to the edge of space. As far as the Seeker team knows, this is the first time something like this has ever been done before in VR. Thanks to the weather balloon above you, you'll soon reach speeds of over 65 miles an hour as you travel out of the troposphere and into the stratosphere. And you may notice this line going around. Well, that's because...
Okay, so you can see what I mean. Now the quality of this particular one is not very sharp. I've noticed it kind of depends on the age of the video and you know, some other factors, but this one is not super sharp, but you get the idea. So what else is really cool is the theater experience. I think this is super cool. All right, we're gonna go into Prime Video, quit that app. I have no idea how this video is gonna turn out, but just casting light. Oh, okay. I can't cast this. I can't cast that because it's video content. I guess that's a no-no. Hi, I can see you. Let's go back into VR. All right, so we can't show you that, unfortunately, sorry. In this UI, you can see the battery level on your headset and on the controllers. These controllers seem to use an incredibly small amount of battery. The same cannot be said about the headset itself. That's really one of my only negatives that I've found so far with the Quest 2 is it seems to go through battery quickly if you're using it. It is advertised as having a 2-hour battery. I don't think I've gotten that out of it yet. There is one option. You can buy a head strap that has an integrated external battery built in, or did I say headset? Another strap for the Quest that has an integrated external battery that will give you an additional battery life. And I think that's like 150 bucks, something like that. It's not cheap because just the head strap alone is 50 bucks, the better head strap. So that is an option. The only other negative I've come up with so far is this is not the most comfortable thing. It takes some getting used to having the weight hanging off the front of your face. Again, that strap is supposed to help with that as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I've come up with it's fitted right now that it fits pretty well. It doesn't feel too uncomfortable, but that is a little bit of a negative. So let's see if we can get in here maybe. There's so much you can do. This is just scratching the surface of it. This is just a real quick like first impression video, and the Cliff Notes version is, my first impression is, holy cow, this is freaking amazing. Like I said, I don't have a lot of VR experience, and this just kind of blows my mind. I've let Cindy try it a little bit, and she's felt similarly that it's a crazy experience. It's crazy to pull these goggles on and you look around and you are transported somewhere else. All right, here we go. Hopefully it's still casting. If not, that would suck. Okay, looks like it is. All right. Yeah, it's funny, that intro screen does not look very impressive, but here we are. Look at this place. This is where I'm playing table tennis. This looks like a loft in New York City or something, doesn't it? It's crazy. There's my computer opponent. And we'll just hit the ball around a little bit. Whoops, and we'll drop it on the floor. And this actually is not good with because I'm set up for a stationary boundary, which is not what you want for an action game like this. You want to be able to move more, but okay, so you get the idea, right? You can play this multiplayer. I played some guy up in Panama City last night, and it was awesome. Great guy. This has a built-in microphone, so you can communicate with other people very effectively, and it's awesome. All right, see you later, bud. We're gonna get back to the main menu, and here we are. We're back. So that triggered something in my head, and I wanted to remember what it was. Okay. Oh, the boundaries. What I was saying about a stationary boundary. Let's see. Let's make a new Guardian boundary. Okay. So I'm in a stationary boundary. That's something that you would use like if you're sitting down in a chair or at your desk. It's a very limited boundary. And what the boundary does is as I'm moving, you can see it's like, hey, that little visual is saying you're getting outside your boundary. And if you have objects around you that you could damage or trip over or break, that's why the boundary's here, to let you know, hey, you got to stay back inside the boundary. Now what you can do is you can make a Guardian boundary, a new boundary. Okay, so we're just going to do this real quick. All right, so it kind of knows where the floor is. So let's just put my controller down there. Okay, there we go. Now it knows where the floor is. Okay, so now I'm going to define the play area. And the way you do that is you squeeze the trigger and you draw. It sounds like spray paint. You draw your boundary on the floor. Okay, look, all right, there. This is the boundary. Now if I do something, okay, continue. Okay, confirmed. Okay, so now you can see my boundary is here. I have this space. Now the quest will keep me within this space, or try to, for games that require more movement. You know, like I have the Vader Immortal title, which I'll show you some other time. It's very, very cool. So yeah, that's how boundaries work. All right, so I think I'm gonna step out here. Cindy's making supper. Can you see this? I can see my hands. You can actually do some controlling of the system with hands. You can do your shopping in here. You know, like if you want to buy different titles. It seems like most of the games range. Some of them are free, and they range otherwise like $9.99. I think the most expensive I saw was $29 or $39.99. I think $29.99 for most of them. There's a new Saints and Sinners. Yeah, there you go. Walking Dead game, Saints and Sinners, $39.99. Did not buy it yet. I probably will at some point. Kind of gory, but it looks like it'd be a lot of fun. So okay, let's get out of here. Let's get out of VR. Let's go back to the real world. Whoa! All right, see, didn't think about that vertical boundary there. All right, so like I said, that is just a small taste of my experiences so far with the Oculus Quest 2. I had a couple people message me, say, "Hey Duff, no EUC video this weekend." No. Unfortunately, I had to work Friday night late, and I worked Saturday half the day, and then I had chores to keep me busy, and then Sunday, and actually Saturday was Cindy's birthday as well. So I wish Cindy a belated happy birthday if you get a chance. And then Sunday I just had stuff going on. I did not have time to go out and ride. So this upcoming weekend, I was supposed to have to work again, but it got rescheduled, so I do not have to work this weekend. So you'll see me. You will see me. Although I have to be honest, the Quest 2 is going to cut into my recreational time because it's kind of awesome. I wish I could have shown you like what watching a movie is like in here. It's so cool. It's so cool. There's so many cool things about it. So anyways, if you find this video interesting, who knows how it's going to turn out? Who knows how the casting aspect will turn out? We'll see. Found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, think about subscribing. There will definitely be more Quest 2 content coming up on the channel, absolutely. And I had a number of people when I talked about getting this tell me, oh yeah, I've had a Quest for years. A bunch of people told me that. If you want to friend request me, my username on Oculus is Duff67, which is like my name and all kinds of things. So friend request me, Duff67. I don't have any friends yet, so I could use some. But that's all I have for you for now. Hope you have a good week. And until next time, Duffman out.